My college maintained speech codes that violated our constitutional rights. I'm Luke Wachob, I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I'm a student at James Madison University. I first heard about FIRE in my freshman year at college when I read in the student newspaper that we had a speech code that was infringing on students' rights, and FIRE was involved. They made it their speech code of the month. So that got me involved and interested. I got involved with an organization on campus called Madison Liberty, who was working on this issue with FIRE, and it started a 2-year process to fix JMU speech codes. The original speech code that caught our attention was one that attempted to ban what they call lewd or obscene conduct or expression regardless of proximity to campus. That's a lot of ors and a regardless, so it's a pretty big policy. And it sounds like it could possibly be used for good things, but you also realize that that's the sort of policy that could punish a student for saying JMU sucks on Facebook or something like that. We contacted the administration, we wrote a lot of op-eds in the student paper, and we worked with FIRE closely to make sure that the methods we were using were sound and that we were correct when we were criticizing these speech codes. And we basically just kept going to the administration over and over again saying, have you fixed this? This is a problem. The administrators for the most part tried to argue that they would never use the speech codes that they had written in such a way that would infringe on students' rights. But of course what we said was, well, that's all well and good, but what if somebody else ends up with your job and they have this code and they want to use it that way, and they could. As FIRE's history shows, those sorts of codes are used in many, many cases to interfere with students' protected political speech. Speech codes, even if they're not actively enforced, if people are aware that they might get punished for saying something that somebody doesn't like, they're simply going to avoid saying anything pretty much. And then a college campus can't function if people are afraid to bring their honest views to the table. And it ultimately took 2 years to deal with all 4 of the policies that had to be changed, but that persistence and just frequently confronting the administration and saying, hey, you're violating our rights, you can't do that on a public campus. FIRE helped us a lot in terms of figuring out what about our speech code needed to be changed. We were aware that there were some things that were murky and dangerous about it, but actually parsing out what had to be changed, what a First Amendment compliant policy would look like. FIRE was great with that. And then they were also a source of inspiration and encouragement over a really rough 2-year process where at any point, we could have given up. With FIRE's help, I reformed my school's restrictive speech codes.